Hey everyone! So in today's video, I thought it'd be really fun to do a full face of makeup artist founded brands. I like to look at my collection a lot and notice similarities. A lot of the products that I own are products from brands owned or founded, started by makeup artists, and I thought that was super exciting. This allowed me to do a little bit of a quick research um, on the makeup artist behind the brand uh, and get to know the history of the brand a little. And I thought that would be super fun to talk about. So I do have some notes. It was really rushed, this was kind of a spur of the moment type of video. So the notes I have might not be sufficient enough to explain the brains and the beauty behind a makeup brand. Okay, so the first product I'm going to go in with is the LYS Speak Love Glossy Lip Treatment Oil. Now, this brand, LYS Beauty, was founded by Tisha Thompson. LYS Beauty was founded in 2021, so it's a very, very young beauty brand. I sense a lot of creative and wonderful things coming from this brand, especially after doing a little bit of a light research on the founder. So, Tisha Thompson, she still owns and is still the CEO and the creative director behind LYS Beauty. So, her vision for her beauty line is based on years of experience in the beauty industry. Um, she's done almost everything from like operations to management to finances to product development, so many things. She's had a very long career in the beauty industry, and you know, all of that intellect is being put into such a creative project, LYS Beauty, and I think that's lovely. This brand is clean beauty, clean at Sephora beauty, but it is a clean beauty. It's a very conscious brand, really caters to like being a consumer forward. I think she takes a lot of feedback from consumers and tries to kind of weed out what's important to the consumer and try to focus on creating products based on consumer needs. In this product, the Speak Love Glossy Lip Treatment Oil is very nourishing. Let's see, it contains sunflower, carrot, sweet almond, and macadamia nut oil. So, yeah, these products in this formula are really nourishing to the lips and rehydrates the lips, especially as we approach the cold weather. Um, and yeah, you get a lot of product in this. It is a clear lip balm, essentially, but yeah, you get 0.4 fluid ounces, and I think that's nice. And the products are really affordable from her range, from her offering, so I think that's awesome. Um, I'm really interested in a lot more of her products, especially after doing really like light research on her. And her brand. I'm really interested in the bronzer stick. I hear very great things about it. I'm really interested in the setting spray as well. And I think that translucent pressed powder. I'm just really intrigued by this brand now. I love the meaning behind the brand that Tisha put out, and I'm really interested. And LYS Beauty is based in Atlanta, Georgia. It's awesome to find a Georgia brand that's a makeup brand. It kind of just combines two of my favorite things. Georgia's cool. So, yeah, that is a little bit about Tisha Thompson. Next, I want to go in with my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder, but this is the Universal Radiant one. Now this is a mini, although it comes with 0.21 ounces, which is actually quite a lot. This is what it looks like. I have used this before. I've also used the LYS Glossy Lip Treatment Oil before. I really enjoy these products. So yes, let's see, Danessa Myricks. Danessa Myricks is a visionary. She's only I've only been aware of her for a few years now. Like a lot of the YouTubers I follow have made videos about her products. There's not a lot I kind of pay attention to when it comes to Danessa Myricks or Danessa Myricks Beauty. So yeah, I do know that she does Teach Me Tuesdays on Instagram. And yeah, I will say the thing that propelled me into like getting Danessa Myricks products is this video that Kathleen Lights posted. So Kathleen Lights is a beauty YouTuber. She recently, maybe not recently, maybe like a month or two ago, posted a video that featured Danessa Myricks herself and products from Danessa Myricks. And that was the first time I ever truly watched Danessa on a YouTube video or in video form. And I was like, I have been missing out this whole entire time. She just has such beautiful energy. She seems like such a lovely person. And seeing her interact with Kathleen was just like, why have I not been watching her, you know? Anyways, so yeah, I'm like slightly obsessed with her, slightly obsessed with her brand after that. And yeah. So a little bit about Danessa. I will be featuring more Danessa Myricks products, so I'm only going to dabble into a little bit about her at the moment. So Danessa Myricks Beauty was founded in 2015, so a relatively young brand. Danessa Myricks still owns and is still the CEO of Danessa Myricks Beauty. And I'm almost certain she is the creative director behind Danessa Myricks Beauty. And yeah, that is all I will say for now on her. All right, so the next product I'm going to go in with is my Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint, Always On Radiant Skin Tint. Now, the owner of Beauty Blender is Rhea Ann Silva. If you aren't familiar, or if this name even rings a bell, Beauty Blender is a cosmetic sponge that was invented by Rhea Ann Silva, Rhea Ann Silva. And Beauty Blender is well loved. It's a teardrop shaped sponge. The original shade was pink, a really bright pink. And yeah, so Rhea Ann Silva founded Beauty Blender in 2003, so early 2000s. However, when I was reading up on articles about her brand, she stated herself that it didn't fully start until 2007. Like, it wasn't considered a real business until 2007. And I can't be too sure. I believe she said that in a interview, that it didn't become a real business until 2007. I'm not entirely sure the thinking behind that, but I assume it has to do with her launching the Beauty Blender itself and actually like profiting off of it, because Rhea Ann Silva is a makeup artist who did a lot of like makeup on set, on like television sets, And one that she was very known for, at least in my research, is a show called Girlfriends. I'm not familiar with it, but basically that's kind of where she's known for being a makeup artist. Anyways, so throughout her journey of working on clients on set, um, she realized there was a need. The makeup could be more perfected. There was something that was always just slightly off. And so she did what any creative entrepreneurial spirited person would do, and she fulfilled a need, which was creating a tool that would enhance the overall makeup application experience for makeup artists. So the Beauty Blender was created, and from articles that I read, I do know that she took lots of samples to work, and finally, when she perfected the one, um, she was on set of like a TV show or something, but lots of people on set were stealing the sponges, and I think that's when she knew that she made the right sponge and everything. So that is where the name Beauty Blender came from. Um, and that Rhea Ann Silva is the person behind Beauty Blender Cosmetics. Um, and yeah, she, if I'm not mistaken, she still is the CEO, and she is Latina. So this is a Latina owned business. And I love that. Well, I love when woman owns a business, is still owning it, still running it. I just love that drive that women have. There is the Beauty Blender Skin Tint. This definitely gives a radiance. It's called a skin tint, but honestly, it gives like medium coverage, which I love a medium coverage product. So that is a little bit about Rhea Ann Silva. There wasn't a lot that I could find. Yet again, I did not dive really, really deep. This was just really like surface level, because this was just a spur of the moment type of video that I wanted to do. Okay, so the next product I'm going to go in with is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer of the shade Medium to Ginger. So Nars is a French brand. Nars was founded by Francois Nars. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. But Francois Nars founded the makeup brand Nars in 1994. Francois is still the creative director behind Nars. And to be honest, it was really interesting researching Nars. Francois Nars, he is the creative director behind Nars, and he also founded Nars. He's an extremely creative person. He does a lot of the photography for the campaign shoots and stuff like that, and he just has such a passion for art and for color, and he even wrote a book or two. And yeah, I looked at this article where he was featured in an interview, and he created a book where um it's basically just a picture book, but it kind of just like featured his work. And one of the photos that was shown on the web page I was on was one that he took of his mom, and he said he did his mom's makeup. And for him, I think the thing about makeup and artistry is that he just wants to enhance a woman's beauty or something along those lines. I could be very wrong, you guys, so please correct me if anything is out of line. I think he just loves creativity, loves art, has a passion for it. And yeah, Nars as a brand does seem kind of boring, but I think some of the colors that are in their lineup, some of them are pretty unique. Francois is really inspired by color and art and like expression, and I think he tries to like relay that in the products that come out of Nars. Um, he said in an interview he hates boring colors. Um, I feel like that's really subjective, so I don't know what he thinks a boring color is, but Nars is known for the shade Orgasm. Um, for some reason, that shade really like kickstarted the like appeal of Nars. So in a way, it's kind of like an edgy brand because some of their other products have like interesting names, I think. But yeah, it was interesting to learn about Francois. I think he's really got a vision for the brand and a vision in general. And yeah, I personally do like a lot of products from Nars and a lot of the colors from Nars too, like especially the lip colors. Oh my goodness, like stunning. All right, that is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer on. I love this concealer. Really lightweight on the skin, but it still offers really good coverage. Just enhance the natural features without looking overboard. Going to go in with another Nars product. This is the Nars Le Multiple stick in Bad Habit. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm almost certain Francois himself has done like fashion runway shows. He's done the makeup on the models. He's definitely an artist, you guys. He's like sometimes like when I was reading the article where he was in an interview and I like read the words, I'm like, this dude sounds like an artist. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. He just sounds like an artist. When I swatched this the multiple stick, um, the formula is very when I swatch it on my hand, it's very like whipped or silicone or like I don't know. It's not as creamy, but I mean the finish on the skin, the way it looks on the skin it's really nice. It's really pretty. I don't know that I would want another shade, but the shade Bad Habit, so pretty. I mean, it leaves such a nice, flawless finish on the skin, and maybe that's why the formula is the way it is. Like, the reason why when it's swatched on the skin, it kind of just looks not well, like not pretty, not, I don't know, it just, just swatch it on your hand and be like, why does it look like that? But on the face, man, on the face, it applies seamlessly. Pretty. Okay, so the next product I'm going to go in with is the Benefit Hula Wave Bronzing Balm. This is in the shade Medium. This is what it looks like. Oops. It's a balm to powder formula, so it's like slightly creamy and then it kind of sets as a powder. It's a really pretty product. I actually really like this. The Benefit Cosmetics was founded by twin sisters Jean and Jane Ford. The brand Benefit was founded in 1976, but it wasn't called Benefit Cosmetics in the beginning. It's something about like face. It's like, I don't know. It had to do with the word face. But that was their first cosmetics shop, but then they rebranded it to its namesake in 1990. Jean and Jane Ford grew up in a little small town in the Midwest, and from what I read on the internet, kind of an impulsive endeavor. So they did a coin flip to either open up a cosmetic shop or open up a bakery or some type of food shop. And so when they flipped the coin, it flipped to um, the side that was for the cosmetic shop. And that's how Benefit Cosmetics was born. Um, I thought that was like a really neat, a neat thing to include. I don't know. I don't know, the twin sisters, Jean and Jane Ford, just seem really like, I don't know if high spirited is the right word, but like fun spirited. Like they just seem like they're go with the flow type of ladies. And yeah, so Benefit Cosmetics is a brand that I think is kind of meant to shake up the beauty industry, but by being really like fun and playful and kind of just like a joyful type of brand, nothing like too serious, you know, because makeup at the end of the day is very fun. And I think that was their outlook on positioning their brand in this way. So, like I said, Benefit Cosmetics was founded in 1976, and then it rebranded to Benefit Cosmetics in 1990. And the philosophy behind their brand is just to feel good and look good and also do good, because this brand is a philanthropic type of brand. At least one of the twin sisters, or maybe both of the twin sisters, kind of added a philanthropy behind it where it's really supportive of women and girls in some way. I'm sorry, I did not do proper research, you guys. Anyways, so in 1999, LVMH acquired Benefit Cosmetics, and then the twin sisters Jean and Jane Ford stayed on for a little bit. They left, I believe, in 2012. Jean Ford's daughters, named Maggie and Annie, also played a role in Benefit Cosmetics at some point in time. Not entirely sure. And then, really not long ago, in 2019, Jean Ford passed away. I believe she was battling cancer. And yeah, that is Benefit Cosmetics. Now that I know a little more about Benefit and like the backstory behind this brand, it really does come off as playful, as like really like fun spirited, you know, and I can kind of see that now. So I will be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Alyssa Edwards eyeshadow palette. Um, if you've been around since like the 2015s or the around that era, color was everything. So this is the color story of the Alyssa Edwards palette. Very bright, very colorful. My friend gave me this palette. I haven't delved into this palette that much. I have used a few of the shades. I have not used a lot of the brighter tones. So this is what we're going to do today, though. I want to take I'm going in with another eyeshadow related product, so I don't want to overwhelm my eyes, but I think I want to go in with the shade Unicorn Tribe. It's like a light purple, mid-toned purple. I am not good at describing eyeshadow colors. So, Anastasia Beverly Hills. ABH was founded by Anastasia Soare. I did not look up the pronunciation of her last name. She is of Romanian ethnicity. So I'm almost positive I'm butchering her name. But Anastasia, now, as of 2025, I believe she is in her 60s. And I looked at her photos, you guys. This woman is beautiful. Dude, I hope I look like her when I'm in my 60s. Yeah, she looks like she aged like fine wine. Alright, so Anastasia Beverly Hills, the brand. ABH is really well known for their brows. Anastasia Soare, the technique known as the golden ratio for brows. I'm almost positive she's written a book or a guide about it. And yeah, I'm not familiar with the golden ratio. I've actually never used an Anastasia brow product. So there's not a lot I can say for that. I do know people still love and adore the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, the brow definer, the brow formula in general. So yeah. So ABH, the brand, was founded in 1997. Anastasia still owns ABH, and she is the CEO of ABH still. I think that's awesome. She's in her 60s, still rocking the CEO life. Like, that lady is a powerhouse. Oh my goodness. A lot of these makeup artists are still powerhouses. So that's the shade Unicorn Tribe. I thought it was going to be more purple, but it's showing up more pink. It's alright. I don't think I want to go in with another shade from the Alyssa Edwards palette. Now, I shall move on to the next eye product, which I'm super, super excited about. This is the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Stick. I have the duo that's in Twilight Gleam and Orion Nebula. This is duo number 2. Now this is a magnetic duo, so what makes it magnetic is this little holder for the sticks, and it just kind of clips in like that, and it's really, really long, honestly. Like, yeah, that's funny. I don't think I've ever done that before. Wow. All right. It is a more purpley eyeshadow duo. I will swatch it for you because I think this is so exciting. So I'm actually swatching the foil side first. The foil is Twilight Gleam. And we can't even see it. Ah, magnificent, you guys. Again, my camera does not do it justice, but beautiful. Twilight Gleam is the foil in Duo 2. And then this is the metallic side of Duo number 2. This is Orion Nebula. I've found with my stick in particular, maybe I'm just like too rough or something, or not rough enough, but sometimes it's hard for me to twist these up. Okay, so again, this is the shade Orion Nebula, the metallic from Duo 2. So you can see the foil, which is Twilight Gleam here, definitely packs a punch, has more of an impact. It'll definitely brighten up the eye. And then the shade Orion Nebula is that deeper shade. It's kind of like a neutral, cool toned purple, very mid-toned, slight gray tinge to it, but that is the metallic. Stunning. Both of these shades are beautiful together. I love them. Okay, taking Orion Nebula, the metallic shade, I'm going to swipe it all over my eyelid. So back to Danessa Myricks. So Miss Danessa is in her 50s, and she's created such a successful makeup brand, beauty brand, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's so exciting. So Danessa is a self-taught makeup artist. So she kind of just learned by doing, learned by reading tons of books about makeup artistry. And that eventually led her to be an educator for other makeup artists. And something about Danessa, I don't know, she just seems so caring and like a beautiful, beautiful soul. But yeah, she's self-taught. She is a stunning individual. She's very innovative. Um, she has so much creativity. I mean, if you even swatch her formulas or if you own anything from Danessa, like you can kind of sense the innovative technology she puts in here, like especially the Upsolite technology in the blurring balms. Oh my goodness, something about that is just lovely. I personally really like the Upsolite formula. But yeah, she's just so creative and she's really like community driven, I believe, because she does the Teach Me Tuesdays. I'm almost positive she still holds like educational seminars. And yeah, I think at the core of her brand, at the core of her personality, I think she's very community oriented. And I think not a lot of people are like that anymore, just generally speaking. A lot of us are very like, I don't know if programmed is the right word, but a lot of us are very like prideful, very independent, very like, not in my backyard type of people, which I, for one, can attest I am sometimes that way. I hope I can grow out of that. But yeah, anyways, the Danessa Myricks beauty brand is very expressive. I mean, she creates wonderful, wonderful products. Her lineup is beautiful, vibrant. Um, she's definitely like a beauty for all types of people. And I think you can kind of see that in her product lineup. So this is Orion Nebula all over the lids on top of the ABH shade called Unicorn Tribe. It's so pretty. I love the gradient. What I found with this color fix stick is that once it sets, it kind of sets and you can't really move it, which is good to know. But another interesting thing is that this is like a water-based formula, so I don't know. Now I'm going to go in with the foil side of duo number 2, which is Twilight Gleam. that really pretty, punchy, pink, shifting gold. Pretty sure it's like a duochrome shade. And with this foil formulation, I'm going to tap it on. I don't know if you can personally see the beautiful, sparkly little specks of beautiful shimmer glitter goodness, but I love it. Normally when I do apply the foil shade, I don't tap like this. I should probably follow the instructions and actually tap, because it is giving me such a spangly look. I don't even know if spangly is a word, but it's just doing the like scattered eye look type of thing, the scattered glitter, and it's beautiful. Yes, 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 yes. I love this so much. All right, so the next product I'm going to go in with is the Too Faced Better Than Sex Foreplay Mascara. This is considered a mascara primer. However, the shade is black. Too Faced is a very controversial brand. Too Faced was co-founded by Jared Blandino in 1998. Jared is in his 50s, and he was the creative director of Too Faced until he and the other co-founder sold it to Estee Lauder in 2016. Well, I don't know that he wasn't the creative director once they sold it to Estee Lauder, but after a few years of selling it to Estee Lauder and being under Estee Lauder company, Jared Blandino left in 2022. So the whole point of Jared's brand was that it was supposed to be fun. He just wanted to do fun things. He worked at makeup counters in department stores, and he would always like kind of mix up different formulas to create something of his own. And yeah, that's how Too Faced was born. He kind of started mixing formulations and discovered he had a knack for it, and did just that, created his own brand. That being said, he did bring something to the beauty space. He did have really cool ideas. And I'm pretty sure he's still in the beauty space, just doing something different with a different brand. But yeah, Too Faced as a brand in general never enticed me. I think the names kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I thought orgasm was bad from Nars. I don't think I've ever tried any of the orgasm shades or anything. I don't know. When like shade names have like kind of like sexualized names to it, intentional or not, I don't know, it kind of bothers me, but I kind of got over it within this year because I bought the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascaras. So yeah, but with this brand, it just seemed the vibe of it seemed very like old school Hollywood or something along those lines. It just seemed very like, I don't know how to explain it other than like very pink, very like, wow, whoa. I don't know, but that's just the vibe I get. And I was just like, it gave like a vintage vibe, like a vintage pink, kind of like pinup girl, very very that type of vibe. I don't know how else to explain my thoughts on that. That's just how I feel the brand. Oh, I don't think I'm like retro. I don't think I fit the retro vibe. It never appealed to me, but then my coworker, she has beautiful lashes, and I asked her what she was wearing, what mascaras she loves using because her lashes are so stunning, and she said she uses the Better Than Sex Foreplay mascara. And I was like, oh my god, I have to get it. So I got it. And I kind of that's just kind of how I got over the Better Than Sex thing. So during Jared's time with Too Faced, him and his brand kind of rubbed people the wrong way with a lot of things, especially as it relates to like Nikki tutorials and, some kind of like backhanded comments that people of his brand and himself have said. So, yeah. Yeah, so pretty. But like that Too Faced Better Than Sex Foreplay mascara, you guys, it works so well with other mascaras. It's unbelievable. I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. It was really interesting to actually do a little bit of research on Laura Mercier because little did you know, or at least me, I did not know, that Laura Mercier wasn't necessarily founded by Laura Mercier, the makeup artist herself. She co-founded it. The main brain behind Laura Mercier was Jane Gerwich. She's been in the beauty industry a while. She's more so like the retail experience, kind of operationally minded type of person. But Jane Gerwich, along with Laura Mercier, founded Laura Mercier Cosmetics Beauty in 1996. Jane Gerwich was the former CEO, but Jane ended up selling Laura Mercier in 2008. Now, why did this lady Jane create Laura Mercier? Jane actually, wait, I think her name's Janet. And I wrote Jane. I believe her name's Janet. So Janet Gerwich, she kind of had a feeling that the beauty industry was about to take off, because I think she really is more like data driven, from what I recall in articles that I read, but she's more like data driven. So I think she wanted to jump on like getting ahead in the beauty space, which I mean, look at us now. Look at the beauty industry now. It's booming. So props to her for recognizing that and did something about it. So yeah, she partnered with Laura Mercier, the makeup artist, to create a cosmetics brand or a cosmetics line from the Janet Gerwich brand. I did not really do a lot of like hardcore research, as with all of these makeup artists. I didn't do a lot of hardcore research on the founders. Kind of just wrote what I thought would be important to say. Yeah. So, who is Laura Mercier? She is a French makeup artist. She helped to co-found Laura Mercier. She's really the creative visionary behind the brand Laura Mercier. Janet Gerwich kind of focused on like the driving the business, while Laura herself was doing makeup artistry, showing techniques, educating people and other makeup artists on the Laura Mercier philosophy, which is the flawless face philosophy. Laura Mercier herself kind of wanted to just enhance a person's beauty without too much makeup. So a lot of the products from Laura Mercier from the line is just about enhancing the beauty, not overwhelming the face, kind of like a natural makeup look type of brand. And Laura Mercier herself is a very techniques focused, techniques driven, artistry minded person. She does a lot more in terms of education, has like other people who have studied under her that have kind of like taken on the role or taken on the philosophy of flawless face technique. So there's other makeup artists in the Laura Mercier brand and the Laura Mercier like corporation that is honing in on these skills all the time and teaching it to other people and being educators as well. I don't think Janet Gerwich nor Laura Mercier, I don't think they have a lot to do with the brand anymore. I think now whoever is the CEO, whoever kind of is the creative director of Laura Mercier, I think they really try to keep it streamlined and keep a focus on the philosophy, the technique behind the reason why Laura Mercier was even created. So yeah, that is what I know about Laura Mercier, the brand. Okay, now I'm going to set the rest of my face with my Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder in the shade Medium. I love this powder so much. Pat McGrath, Mother McGrath, Mother Pat. What do people call her? I think they call her Mother. So, Pat McGrath, recently, she's been at the forefront of a lot of people's mind because Pat McGrath is the creative director behind the brand Louis Vuitton Makeup, Louis Vuitton Beauty. And they recently released a very, very expensive collection of makeup products. Pat McGrath, she's very world renowned. She's well known across all beauty spaces. She is in her 50s. She's still rocking it out, being the legendary makeup artist she is. She is known as a dame of the British Empire. So I don't know if you guys ever have gone onto Pat McGrath's Instagram account or looked at her up, but it'll say her name and then it'll say DBE, and I was like, what's DBE? What, that must be some special certificate or something. And I looked it up and it's Dame. It means the Dame of the British Empire. So she was actually like given that title by one of the queens, one of the British queens. I don't know which one. Did not write that down. But yeah, I mean, Miss Pat McGrath is over here literally being awarded excellency. Like, how insane is that? Like, she must be doing wonders in the beauty space, okay? Let's just say that. She is doing wonders. So, Pat McGrath Labs, the brand, was founded in 2015, and Pat McGrath still owns Pat McGrath Labs, and she's still the creative director of Pat McGrath. However, there is a different CEO. Pat McGrath is not the CEO. She is just still being the creative mind behind Pat McGrath Labs. Yet she is still also, I mean, she is also now the creative director behind Louis Vuitton Beauty, which is crazy. I mean, this lady in her 50s still doing makeup shows. being awarded so many beautiful titles, probably doing makeup looks on celebrities. Like, she's doing makeup on runways. Like, goodness, she's got a full plate. That's crazy, but I'm sure she loves her life. Not going to lie, you guys, I really can't blame her. I mean, I still can blame her, but I think the fact that she's so legendary, so like precious to the beauty community, and so like she's done so much. I don't know exactly what, but she's like a visionary. Like, she's done so many important things for beauty industry, for fashion industry, that for her to be awarded all these like excellent titles, and for her to be like, you know, launching expensive ass makeup with an expensive ass brand, let alone her own brand, like, I guess it makes sense for her to think of herself highly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to say that's an excuse for her to have so much pride. I just think, I'm trying to think as if I'm in her shoes. Like, if I was being told I'm so wonderful, like, if I'm being told I'm so wonderful on these runway shows by all these, like, really haute couture, expensive luxury fashion designers, like, and then I get told by the Queen of England that I'm freaking wonderful. Like, I think a little bit of that would go to my head too, because, yeah, like, could you imagine? But yeah, so, not saying it's excusable for her to come out with expensive stuff, but she has a really good reason to. So, along with that, another brand who has been kind of like a competitor, I feel, of Pat McGrath, considering they're both British brands, is Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm going to set my face, just going to go ahead and set my face with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, the travel size. I love the setting spray. I've run through like maybe 2 large ones and a mini, but yeah, this is a really great setting spray. Miss Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury was founded in 2013 by Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury is a makeup artist. She's also in her 50s. So these ladies in their prime time, man, they are just being so successful. It's crazy. She's still at the helm of her brand. Charlotte Tilbury is. She's the president. She's the chair. She's the chief creative director. She's, actually don't know if she's the CEO, but she's like at the forefront doing all of the work. She's like still all in the details and still in the broad space. Miss Charlotte has also been awarded many, many wonderful titles and many, many awards by the British Empire, or by the Queen. So when I looked up Charlotte Tilbury, she had MBE. And I was like, whoa, what is this? Charlotte is said to be a member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. Like, kill me now. Like, wait, should we be going by titles like that? Because that would be crazy. Charlotte is very well known. She has like this Hollywood glam type of feel to her makeup. I'll be honest, I think one of the only things I've tried from Charlotte Tilbury is the setting spray. The rest of the makeup doesn't really interest me. I don't know. I think it's just too glitzy glammy for me. I think it kind of reminds me of Too Faced in a way. Um, I don't know the correlation there. Maybe it's like this old Hollywood vibe thing that I don't really care for. Let me set my face. Ugh. I have missed the scent of this setting spray. Yes, I do love this setting spray. It's wonderful. I will give her that. I will give Miss Charlotte Tilbury that. The setting spray is lovely. All right, so the next product I want to go in with is my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Endless Cacao. The number is 506. This is so amazing. I own the shade Limitless Brown, and I kind of keep that for like eyeliner looks. I don't really like to use it on my lips because it's a little deeper in tone, and I don't think I like that type of like the depth of it on my lips. I think I like it as eyeliner better. But this shade, Endless Cacao, you guys, I'm so glad I got this because this is like the cool toned mid-tone brown of my dreams. Like, let me just show you. Like, it looks like nothing on my hand, right? But I'm telling you, on the lips, gives me the grunginess that I'm looking for in like almost every look. So, let's talk a little bit about Makeup Forever. Makeup Forever was actually a really interesting brand for me to do light research on. Like with all of these brands, I did pretty light research. So, Makeup Forever is owned or founded by Danny Sands. Danny Sands brand is definitely was birthed in France. Makeup Forever was founded in 1984. So it's one of the older brands that I've talked about today. I believe Benefit Cosmetics is the oldest, started in 1970s. So Makeup Forever. Again, founded by Danny Sands. Danny is now in her 60s, and she focuses now on just educating, being like what are those people called? Like a consultant, a brand consultant or a beauty consultant, one of those things. And yeah, this brand was essentially like a makeup brand for makeup artists, for professionals in the beauty space. Um, it was like a collaborative effort type of brand among professional makeup artists. I think that's so sweet. Like, because then it kind of indicates to consumers like it's pretty like high quality, like it's really what makeup artists are using. It kind of makes us feel like we're part of the makeup artistry, and at least that's the vibe I get. And yeah, and I think the collaborative effort amongst other professionals is really great because it kind of shows dedication to the work and passion for the work by creating really like unique shades, kind of like Endless Cacao. And I feel like their Makeup Forever is a brand that's doing things for artistry, doing things for makeup artists. So I think that's awesome. Um, Makeup Forever, one of the interesting things that I found about this brand is that it's one of the makeup brands that has like schools, like an educational school, like teaching programs across different countries, where you can become a makeup artist, I believe. Yeah, so they are very like community oriented amongst like makeup artists and very techniques focused. And yeah, I think Danny created this brand because she filled a void for makeup artists. She saw something and she ran with it. So yeah, and then see, I think in 1999, Makeup Forever was acquired by LVMH. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Makeup Forever. I will say they do make really unique tones sometimes. Um, and yeah, I think this color is everything. I love this shade. And this cacao is so beautiful. So, so, so pretty. I didn't fill it all the way in, but it's all right. Because I'm going to go in with one of the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder Flushed. This is in the shade Rosé and Brunch. This is a mini. This is not what a full-size powder flushed blurring balm packaging looks like. It's a lot bigger. All right, so this is the shade Rosé and Brunch. I have used these blurring flushed balms on my lips before, and they are lovely. And I think that's the fun thing about makeup artist owned brands. They create products to truly fill a void that is missing from either their collection, from their lineup, whenever they're working on clients. Like, that is how they realize that something is missing. And, with their experience as well, with using different products and seeing how it works on the skin, I think makeup artist owned brands or makeup artist founded brands really emphasize like technique, but they also focus on multi-use, multi-purpose products, because I'm pretty sure makeup artists don't want to be lugging around like thousands of pounds of makeup. And not that they can anyways, but like for makeup artists founded brands to develop multi-purpose products, I think it's just amazing. Like, they know exactly what they need. And now I'm going to go in with the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Glaze in shade Clear. Applied it to like the tops of my cheekbones before, and I thought like, whoa, that's a glossy cheekbone there. And I was like, this could be useful to me. And I also don't own, well, other than like a lip oil, like I don't own very many clear glosses. And I'm going to assume this performs similar to like a plain old lip gloss with no shade to it. So I'm just taking a little bit and I'm going to apply it on my lips. Yep, that's all I needed. Just a little bit of shine. All right. Like, that's another thing about makeup artist minded brands. This is a multifunctional product. I could use this on my cheekbones. I could use it on my lips. I can mix it in with other things. Danessa does a lot of this shaped packaging. She does like mattes and shimmers and metallics. All right, you guys, let's not talk about my brows. All right, I tried something new. I used a brow marker. So the next product I want to go in is my Iconic London Liquid Brow Silk. Pretty sure this is just a clear brow gel. I've used it only once before. When I did use it, I didn't use it with the right brow pigment product, so it got a little overwhelming. But this is what it looks like. So it's white. I'm pretty sure it's just supposed to be like a brow wax of some sort. Not really familiar. I just saw this on sale and I bought it. So Iconic London was founded in 2015 by Jade Elliott. Jade is now in her 40s. And Jade is the creative director at the moment of Iconic London. I don't believe she's the CEO. I believe Iconic London was acquired by a private equity thing. I don't know. But yeah, so Iconic London, it's still a pretty young brand, and I think this brand really focuses on like being a social media forward brand. So I feel like a lot of how they promote their products is through influencers, through Instagram, through other social media platforms. And yeah, so they're very like trend focused, trendy. I do like a lot of the glowy products, and I think that is what Iconic London is known for. Really like glowy, beautiful, bronzy products. I like their blurring primer, illuminating blurring primer. It's really pretty. This brand kind of reminds me of like, honestly, like 2015 era, which is when this brand was created. This brand reminds me of, so it's very nostalgic in my opinion. My brows are getting really out of hand, but like this is what happened the last time I used it. Like it's just like a makes your brows very, very, very voluminous, very, I don't know, stand up type of brows. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is so funny because my boyfriend, I used to use the NYX Thicket brow gel or something, and that brow product definitely does this type of look. And he was like a few different times. He said this on occasion whenever I had like really bold brows like this. He was like, he said something about me having anime brows, and I was like, that is hilarious because truly, these are anime brows. Can you not? But yeah, this is my full face almost of makeup artist founded makeup brands. What do you think? Do I look like a makeup artist worked on me? Do I look like that? I hope so. I hope you can see the intent behind each of these products. I hope you can see the vision, the beauty. Yeah. I am thoroughly pleased with this look. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed listening to me give slight brief history on these makeup artist founded brands. I hope you enjoyed me diving into the makeup artist just a little bit, and I hope you enjoyed my outcome of my look. I hope you enjoyed the process and hearing my opinions on things. And yeah, I'll talk to you later.